Glad to have you with us here on the Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones here as we are taking a look at the Kansas City Chiefs 53-man roster projection. Where things stand right now during Chiefs training camp and ahead of next week's preseason opener. We'll break it all down and more coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, folks, got a challenge from Mitchell Renz in the Raiders Report. He said, Tyler, there is no way that the Chiefs Kingdom could come up with 1,000 comments on a single video. And I said, Mitch, you're wrong. We will make it happen right here and right now today, not a day later. We'll take care of it at this very moment. The most comments we've got in a video this month is 176. So with that being said, we got a lot of work to do. Spam C for Chiefs in the comments section. Let's get 1,000 comments. Whoever spams C the most, you're going to get a shout-out on a later edition of the Chiefs Report, and we'll get started with today's show. The quarterback position, no surprise for Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes and Carson Wentz. There are no indications the Chiefs will carry more than two quarterbacks on the active roster than these two going forward heading into 2024. Meanwhile, the running back position, Pacheco, CEH, and Prince should be your three running backs. Looking at the Chiefs carrying three, not four. Also, no fullback on the roster either. That's something that Andy Reid has gotten away from. And I know what some of you may be thinking. Where is Reese Zammit, the Chiefs' former rugby player that's come over to the United States to play for the Chiefs, part of the NFL Player Pathway Program, who was so tremendous at playing rugby and has impressed throughout the offseason program. I'll say this, kind of bringing things back to reality for a moment with Reese Zammit. This is a guy that still has never played football before. All right? He's still learning the game. So we got to simmer down expectations a little bit on him being a guy on the 53-man roster initially. That doesn't mean he won't be at some point. If an injury happens or if he continues to impress, maybe he gets that call up eventually. But I would be very surprised if he makes the 53-man roster from the jump. Expect to see him on the practice squad, continue to stick around, and then potentially we have that conversation down the road of him getting that opportunity on the active roster. We'll see. How would you grade the Chiefs roster? I love this roster. I think this team is much improved from what it was last year. I got to go with an A. What do you guys think? It's our pinned comment today. Let us know. A, B, C, D, or F. Weigh in and give us a grade for the Chiefs roster as a whole. The wide receiver position for Kansas City. Hollywood Brown, a part of the equation now. Rashee Rice is back. We'll see how many games he potentially misses with a suspension. Xavier Worthy, the first-round pick out of the University of Texas. Also Justyn Watson. Mecole Hardman returns. He was a late summer signing for the Chiefs. And then this is where we start to get interesting. I got Skyy Moore as well as Nikko getting those last two receiver spots. So with that, I have Kadarius Toney missing the 53-man roster. I know not everybody's going to agree with that, and that's okay. Diversity, right? With that said, I think that the Chiefs have more invested into Skyy Moore than they do when it comes to Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney wasn't even in the active roster for the Super Bowl when he was fully healthy. The Chiefs were a better team without Kadarius Toney last year. I think it's still a little too early to give up on Skyy Moore just yet. That's why I go with Skyy Moore there. Justin Ross, still expect to hang around the practice squad, potentially be a call-up. I don't think he's necessarily done. But you look at this receiver room, it's much improved. I think the results are going to be earth-shattering with what Mahomes was able to do with this group last year when he didn't have a ton of options to what it is now with what they've brought in with Worthy and Brown. It is going to be vastly different for the Chiefs. I think you're going to like the results of it. If you had to pick one to cut, are you agreeing with me and going with Kadarius Toney, or are you going with Skyy Moore? Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Type SM for Skyy Moore. Type KT for Kadarius Toney. Let us know in the comment section below. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time, the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed, last-minute tickets. Game Time's got you covered. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace in Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seats, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Save up to 60% off last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater productions, and more. Let's say you want to go to a Chiefs preseason game here. You pick the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. Then you pick your seat and see if you like that seat or not. And then from there, you're checking out very simply with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. But that's not all, folks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Let's go to the tight end room now, and Travis Kelce's back. He's playing with a bit of a chip on his shoulder entering 2024 off of a bit of a down year in 2023, but he was still excellent in the postseason. Noah Gray, I'm very high on. I think Chiefs fans are going to like what he brings to the table. Same with Jared Wiley. I like the addition of Irv Smith Jr., too. Expect the Chiefs to run some more 12 personnel packages to get more of these tight ends on the field as far as that goes. The offensive line for Kansas City: Wanya Morris, Joe Toney, Creed Humphrey, the best center in football, Trey Smith, Jawan Taylor lead the way, and some good guys behind them. I really like Kingsley, the Chiefs' second-round pick out of BYU, Mike Calendo, and some of these other guys, Chew Godric as well as a potential options. You got some depth pieces if need be, injuries or rotational pieces. And it's going to be interesting competition for that left tackle spot between King as well as Morris going up head-to-head here. And all indications out of training camp so far is that Kingsley is coming along nicely, that he looks the part of being able to potentially be ready day one and take over as that starting left tackle to beat out Wanya Morris. And if that's the case, then that's a very good thing for the Kansas City Chiefs. I know some people are going to be a little hesitant about starting a rookie at the left tackle spot, but if he's making that progress, if he's already there now, he's only going to get better as the season goes along. So I like this idea potentially. What do you guys think? If it were up to you, if you're Andy Reid, who are you starting at left tackle week one? You going with Kingsley or going with Wanya? Type KS for Kingsley, type WM for Wanya. Let us know in the comments section below. You may have noticed there is a new host here on the Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones here, yours truly, and I am thrilled that we're going to be bringing you daily Kansas City Chiefs coverage. We also are going to be doing live shows pretty soon. Got some interactive Q&A mailbags, breaking news. We'll do watch parties as well. This is going to be your one-stop shop for all things Kansas City Chiefs. Subscribe to the channel now. Stay up to date. We got 55,000 plus subscribe to the channel, and we're not stopping there. It is going to be a hell of a season ahead, folks. There's no reason why this team can't go back to back to back as far as I'm concerned. Be a part of the journey. Join the movement here on the Chiefs Report. Subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. All right, let's go to the defense now. The defensive tackles: Chris Jones, Wharton Noddy, Mike Pennell, Matt Dickerson lead the way at the D-tackle spots. A very solid group there. Defensive ends include George Karlaftis, Mike Dana, King Felix, Malik Herring, Truman Jones. Some good options there potentially to work with what Spags can do with this group. I have high hopes for Karlaftis that we're going to see a huge jump in 2024. The linebacker group, I think this is a sneaky good group, better than what the mainstream media is going to give them credit for. Nick Bolton, he was talking the other day about the emphasis for him on creating turnovers, that he wants to do a better job of that they want this defense as a whole to increase the turnover amount as they were towards the bottom of the league. Despite how good the Chiefs defense was last year, that is a point of emphasis. They want to create more turnovers, and he wants to be a part of that. Drew Tranquill, let's talk about him for a second here. This was somebody that stepped up big for this Chiefs team last year when they needed him. Now he's being paid a decent amount. He's been rewarded for his efforts here. And now you got a guy that whatever's asked of him in any scenario, I can turn to and have a lot of trust there. To me, I'm looking at Drew Tranquill. I think that this is somebody to keep an eye on, potentially to have a sneaky good season for the Kansas City Chiefs and be an impact player. The corner room looks a little different in 2024 with some changes made. Trent McDuffie is back, arguably one of the best corners in the entire NFL. Joshua Williams, Jalen Watson, Johnson Jones, and the former Cowboy Kelvin Joseph also on this list as well. The big question mark for this group entering 2024 is how do they replace L'Jarius Sneed, who's now off to the Tennessee Titans, who was a pivotal part of this Chiefs defense last year. And the answer I have for you is it's not going to be one guy. It's not going to be just Josh Williams. It's not going to just be Jalen Watson. It is going to have to be a collective effort, if you will, to replace the production of L'Jarius Sneed. And I'm not saying it's impossible. Are they going to take a step back, this corner room? Probably so, if we're just going to be honest with you. But these other guys as a whole are all going to have to pick up that load, and we'll see what it takes as far as that goes. But wouldn't rule out the Chiefs in the corner market later on if this isn't going as planned, if you will. What's your confidence level in the Chiefs secondary entering this year? Scale it for me 1 through 10. How are you feeling about this group? I'm feeling pretty solid. I still go with about a 7.5 or an 8 personally. Give me your confidence level in the comment section below. The safety room, Justyn Reid is back. You also have Brian Cook, Connor Hicks, some very good options there for this Chiefs team and some potential flexibility. If they want to play 3 safeties at a time, they can do so. And then the special teams unit. Man, I've never been so intrigued with a special teams unit before. James Winchester, the best long snapper in the NFL. You got Matt Ariza, the punt god, coming in. And then, of course, America's kicker, Harrison Butker, coming off the best season of his career. This is a fascinating special teams group. Butker, we mentioned, was so accurate last year, 96% from field goal range. Ariza's got one of the strongest legs in the league here. Special teams, special players, right? This is going to be, I think, a pretty good group for the Chiefs and have more of an impact, if you will, than what some people might expect as far as that goes. A couple other notes before we wrap up on some guys that are under contract but not counted towards the 53-man roster. Charles Remigio is going to be on the PUP list to start the season. Hopefully he gets back soon. B.J. Thompson on the non-football injury list as well. So if we get any updates on those guys and their potential returns, we will let you know. If you made it to the end of today's video at Chat Sports, that means you are a real one. Spam a real one in the comments section. We appreciate you joining us. We'll see you next time here on the Chiefs Report.